Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. The Redskins would love nothing more than to finish out today's game with a second notch in that win column. It's the Texans going up against the Redskins. With that, we'll send you up to FedEx Field and join our broadcasting team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Larry, we are due east from our nation's capital at FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland. Today, we've got an interesting Week 11 matchup on tap between the Houston Texans and the Washington Redskins.
Watch tight end. Tight end's right. Tight end's right.
Here we go now. Here in the eye. They'll give it to him right up the gut. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. And the big boys up front in the trenches. What do you think of the O-line, Charles?
I love them because this is a group that's so cohesive. They know what the man next to them is going to do at all times, and they operate as a terrific unit.
Offense still needing 10 yards. Second down.
Hurry up, here we go. 93's the mic. 93's the mic.
Out of the gun. They'll look to throw. And this will be incomplete. The defensive crew for the Texans. Here's a look.
Muhammad Wilkerson is one of the most versatile. You can play him at any spot and expect big-time production.
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive.
Hey, we got 3 down.
Set! Blue 90! Blue 90! No. Check! Patriot! Patriot!
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He's got time. Trying to lay one up deep. Sammy Watkins, the intended receiver. And it brings up 4th down. The Redskins send out their punter. He'll kick it away after a 3 and out on the opening drive of the game. This is fielded inside the 5. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Texans take possession. On the pickup there, and it'll be second down. And if this offense is going to flow today, certainly the running back will be a key piece.
Without a doubt, because they asked their runner to not just do that, but to block, to catch, to help set a tone for their offense.
No. Check. Patriot! Let's go! 319! 319! Watch it now, Barney! Watch it now, Barney! 39!
Now they'll run it on the toss. Oh, he's got a little delay. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
Love the run right there. And when you analyzed him coming out of college, when you tried to put a grade on him, you saw the flashes while he was in school, but you didn't see the full production. You didn't see the finished product. It's a little bit raw, but you can see why people liked it. Those types of runs make you think there's plenty more there, and we'll see if that continues for him.
The tackle made there by Linval Joseph. And now a look at the Washington defense.
Linval Joseph is in a hurry to get his name mentioned as one of the top defensive tackles in the game. I think he's accomplishing his goal.
So what will they do? On the ground, through the air? Let's see. 2nd and 9.
Switch! Set! Blue 90!
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Double tight, double tight. Hey, four down, four down. All right, here we go. 95's the sand. No, check his mic.
They go play action here on first down. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case, the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
Second down now after the incompletion.
Hey, hey, hey. Let's hear it.
Now let's go. Blue 90.
52's the mic right here, over there, right there.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave him with third and still 7 yards to go.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball. That way you often control the game.
They'll set up a throw. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he's going to have a first down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line.
And fits the exact right word. Over the middle, there's almost always traffic, so anytime you're a receiver in that area, you're not just focused on catching the football. You're wondering where the collision's going to come from, right? Because there's almost always someone there able to concentrate, catch it, and even add a little extra at the end with a short run.
Bring it up.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And the cut, and he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. A great play there. His 17th touchdown now on the season. And the Texans have taken the early lead. And the Texans take a 7-0 lead. Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Now the Redskins offense, they get set to go back to work here. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how the defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got a look at it, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. Well, a well-executed blitz, no doubt. Great job by the linebacker. Maybe the quarterback, if he could have seen that, could have audibled there.
Yeah, he needed to be in a different play because that one just meshed perfectly for the defense. All the gaps were filled except for the one the offense really wanted to run through. And that was filled by a big man wanting to make a tackle.
And he made a great tackle. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
I think that's a big-time play there because the slant route is really hard to cover because the timing is so quick. But able to see it, diagnose it, and get to the football, that's why he's able to bat it away.
And looking at Houston defensively, they've got a gun set. 6 DBs on third. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He's going to air one out. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's 4th down. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. This is fielded at the 7. Great blocking on the return. It springs him for 25. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Double tight, double tight. 3 down, 3 down. All right, here we go. 95's Mike.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down.
And frankly, Brandon, we're talking about things I'm not sure we ever thought we'd talk about in the NFL, and a lot of that is the speed at the linebacker position. A lot of these guys in college, they were safeties. They moved them up to outside linebacker to combat the spread offense. Those same guys using their speed to make plays in the backfield, similar to that one.
Back to throw, and that'll be incomplete.
And that one was knocked away, and I think the defenders are going to be a little upset with themselves. They made the play on the football, but that one felt like a forced pass by the quarterback. Thought he had someone open. He really wasn't. Maybe an example of having too much confidence in his receiver that no matter what, I'm going to throw it to him. And that was a play made by the defense. It could have been a bigger one.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Look at the time. Pressure up the middle, and down he goes. Call it a loss of 4 there on the sack. And speaking of the number 4, it brings up 4th down now. On 4th down, here's Pat McAfee to kick it away. This is fielded at the 27. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Redskins will take possession with a 1st and 10. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searting now?
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you give them another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
When the defensive line controls the offensive front the way we just saw there, it doesn't allow any of the offensive linemen to leak downfield and get to the linebackers and block them on the second level. You end up with the type of play we just saw. Linebackers didn't have to fight anyone off, didn't have to knock anyone to the side, didn't have to elude anyone trying to block them. They just saw the play, ran to the ball, and finished things off.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Back live, Charles Davis to my right. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Redskin football to begin quarter number 2. They do, however, have a tough 3rd and long coming up.
Tight end right. Tight end right.
Watkins alone on the left side.
Blue 90. Blue 90. 57's a Mike. 57's a Mike.
3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
There we go, T.
Looked like they had an opportunity for a big play across the middle, but he didn't have the concentration or the focus necessary and dropped it before he could haul it in.
He's been a busy man here this first half as he gets it away. That's taken on the 25. 35 yards that time on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And now out comes Houston. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
Now let's go.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them.
And that's caught inside the 35. And give him a gain of 37.
We just saw him hit a big play there on a deep post. And most of the time, the post isn't available because usually you have defenders in the middle of the field. But if you throw enough curls and crossing routes and underneath routes, I know from experience, they get tired of watching those balls get caught. They start to creep up a little bit, and that's when you can hit them big over the top.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. No gain on the play there, second down. They were in the 4-3. Mike linebacker made a great tackle.
And when that happens, generally it means that the guys up front, the 4 down defensive linemen, have absorbed all the blockers and allowed him to run free to the football. He ends up with a textbook tackle.
They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends.
I got you. I got you.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. Well, there they went blitz defensively, Charles, and things were paved well coming from the linebacker position.
I love the way that you described it, paved well. Oftentimes, the guy who gets home on the blitz, he's going to get all the credit, but his teammates did all the dirty work, right? They ran into people on purpose. They sometimes tugged on jerseys to hold linemen to create space and gaps. And that play finished off really, really well. Well conceived, well designed, and even better executed.
Now after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. And his kick here is good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So a good snap, good hold, and that one's right down the middle.
Never in doubt. Just the way you used to hit them, Brandon.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a first down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3 and out on the last possession, that told you just how stalled they are on offense.
So who will step up here? We'll see.
Here we go now. Green, 39.
Hey, check. 3 down.
Over.
Check. Lucky.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground. Second down here after the incomplete pass.
Tight on the Ringo.
Now let's go. Green, 39. Green, 39.
And they'll go on the ground. And he's got room. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. A good pickup there at 22.
That outside handoff to the left, that play has to warm the heart of an offensive line coach because they controlled the left side where they were supposed to. But they didn't allow anything to leak from the backside on the right side of the offensive line either. Well played.
Yeah, and it created a big run. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels.
Hurry up, here we go. No. Check, Patriot.
Check 25.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
He'll look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
3rd down now following the completed pass.
You got 3.
Set. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Mike's 57. 57's Mike.
Out of the gun. They'll look to throw. And he dropped it. Now it was tipped. Altered the ball a little bit, but he dropped it. And now 4th down.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field and it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one.
He'll field this at the 5. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Texans are going to have the football with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. And the Texans set to come onto the field. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had a field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3 except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met. First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
They come out here on the line.
Mike 52, Mike 52.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Only a yard on the pickup, so a good situation on 2nd and 2. It's now 3rd and 1.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there.
Let's go!
Mike 52.
They'll give this time to the tailback. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
Partner, when you're not able to run the ball successfully, it really messes everything up for an offense because no longer are you setting the tone and dictating the game. If you do want to throw the ball, play action's kind of gone out the window because they don't respect the run. And last but not least, you don't get to dictate it all when you want to throw the football. And that really hurts you as an offense.
And time for us to take a break here in the booth. Back to FedEx Field following this short break. Here's Pat McAfee now as he'll kick it away for the second time.
Baby. Come on. This is our time. This is our time right here.
And it's fielded at the 34. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And the offense will come back onto the field for the 1st and 10. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here?
Hurry up, here we go.
The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut it, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
Situation. Let's go.
Now let's go! Blue 90!
They'll run it now out of the gun. Yeah, that play is blown. And now the Texans want to call another timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
Check. Tight right. Solo out there.
Watkins alone on the left
Here
side.
we go now. Blue 90! Now lucky 56! Lucky 56!
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Incomplete. They got pressure there and only rushing 3.
And there's a defensive coordinator right now who is celebrating not just getting home with 3 there, but realizing if that's the type of pressure he can get in the entire game, then his pass defense is going to be excellent. You're dropping 8. Where are you going to go with the football?
Watch QB drop. Watch QB drop.
1 receiver
Watch it now,
left,
Barney.
3
Barney.
to the
Check.
right.
Hurry up, here we go. 319! 319!
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. So he makes the grab and the chains move forward.
Nice job by the offensive line giving them time to complete that first down pass.
And now a 1st down following that long gain.
Strong left.
All right, here we go. 319!
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He's going to look deep down the field. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on at 2nd down.
When offenses dial up big shots downfield, they're not always for the guys out wide. Sometimes they want to go to their big target. Deep downfield, and the defense breathes a sigh of relief. 50-50 balls, not easy to get away from the big targets.
All right, here we go. 319!
Check. 93's the mark.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll take this one down to the 36. Now hang on here. Timeout called by the defense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. So third down now. They need the 27-yard line for a first.
Set! Blue 90!
Keep it up,
Blue
defense.
90!
Looking to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. It's a loss. The Redskins send out their punter. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. And now out comes Houston. And the ball backed way up. So thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
Green 39! Detroit! Detroit!
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Flushed out right. And he'll just throw this one over in the way of the security crew. Incomplete here.
Well, partner, I guess that answers the question about whether they're going to sit on it or not.
It does. Now we'll see if they try that again.
Yeah, I think what we find on plays like that, when you take that shot, if you're unsuccessful, then you go way more conservative to finish the half, you know? I think that's the way they'll go.
Here we go now. Blue 90!
Now a handoff as they run left side. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. So we have reached... What's that? Now? Oh, we're back. Okay, well, something happened over here in the halftime show. I guess we're ready for the third quarter. Let's go. This will be fielded at the 6. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line.
Two tights. 3 down.
Here we go now. Green 39!
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he finds some space past the 25 to the 27. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up second and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
Patriot!
And they'll run it here. And some room to work. 23 yards on the play.
I know that play went to the left side, and that's what it was designed to do, an outside handoff there. But how about the whole offensive line being involved? Seal the left side where the play was going, what they call play side. But how about on the back side? Just taking care of business to make sure no one can get there and disrupt it.
Is the biggest key to left tackle?
Without a doubt. Control that edge. Get out there. You want that left tackle, bring the tight end over there. Either way, control the edge of the line.
He can't avoid the pressure. Redskins get there. It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on first down to set him back on second.
You ain't going nowhere.
All right, here we go. Green 39!
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height,
we got 3 down,
he can
3 down.
stay in
Hurry up,
there.
here we
He's
go.
willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback who has to slide and find open space to throw. Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
Normally when you put together a 3-4 defense, you want massive people up front who can eat up blockers, allow the linebackers to run free. But how about the big fella right there? Breaking all codes and getting into the backfield and making the play.
Will the defense dial up the pressure? Let's see. 3rd and 11. They'll come out in the pistol.
Now let's go. 3-19.
They'll set up to throw. Going down the middle, and it's complete. They give them 27 yards on the 3rd down conversion. A nice job there, Charles. They picked up the blitz, were able to complete the pass.
That had the total feel of a quarterback in control. Red blitz, got him into the right protection scheme, so he doesn't get hit back there. He's got a chance to step up with supreme confidence and deliver it downfield for a nice completion.
Hurry up, here
Hey,
we
we
go.
got 4. We got 4 down. 4 down.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage.
Okay, no score on that play, but this guy's been a touchdown machine all year long. You know they trust him with the football.
2nd down following the run.
Double tight, guys. Double tight.
Leopard. Leopard.
They come out with 1
All right, here we
back
go.
and 3 tight ends.
Mike 50.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. A great effort there. His 2nd TD of the game and 18th of the year. And the Texans will add on to their lead. He's got it, and it's 17-0.
There it is, kid. There it is. Yeah, baby.
Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So now we look at the Redskins offense getting ready for their first possession of the 2nd half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve.
Double tight.
Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Check 93.
They go play action here on 1st down. He's going to wind up and air it out. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, 2nd down.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
Offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10.
Tight on the right. Tight on the right.
They come up in an offside eye.
We got 3, fellas. We got 3.
The wide receiver moving to a new spot. They give it to him right up the gut. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Oftentimes when you're not winning at the point of attack for an offensive line, maybe they're getting out physical. spread things out a little bit and make it more of a one-on-one blocking scheme, then you don't have to win it physically. You just have to win it by position. That may open things up for your running backs.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It'll go as a gain of 10 there. And that leads to a Washington first down.
Tight, watch left. Tight, watch
Leopard!
Check
Leopard! All right, here we go.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
When you're putting together a formula for winning defense, it's exactly what we're seeing in this game. Controlling the line of scrimmage, attacking, and changing everything so that now they're playing in the offense's backfield. They're playing an excellent game.
Tight ends left. Hey. We got three.
They'll look to throw. Throwing right, and that's complete. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. And Bud goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Check, 93's the mic.
They'll look to throw here. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
All right, watch it now, Barney.
From the 9-yard line now, it's 1st and goal. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
What a game this defense has played. They're pitching a shutout, so it'd be fun to watch down the stretch to see if their defensive coordinator continues to be as aggressive as he's been all game long.
Tight right.
They come out here in the eye.
Tag 99 Philly, here we go. Watch it now, Barney.
And they'll go with the ground attack here. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
They got to have 6 here. It's 3rd and goal.
Green 39.
Check, 93's the mic.
Black 99 Philly, here we go. Here we go now. 319.
Now they'll send the tight end in motion left. Now with just 1 second showing on the play clock, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. They gotta have 6 here. It's 3rd and goal.
All right, here we go. Leopard.
Check 99.
Over.
They'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. Now on comes the Washington field goal unit. This will be just a 21-yard attempt. And Murray's kick is up and good. And they're on the board at least here. It's now 17-3. All right, so it's getting late in this one. Now, you could argue that they needed to get back within 2 scores, and they did indeed do that, but they still face a pretty uphill battle.
Yeah, even with the field goal here, it's going to take 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns now to get back in it. And that's going to be a tall order against this defense.
And now out comes Houston. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. Cut back to the left. Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway. Touchdown, Houston. A big play there. His 3rd touchdown of the game, number 19 on the year. And the Texans will extend their lead. Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away. This is taken at his 4. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And that's caught inside the 35. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. So the defense blitzed. A nice job picking that up, completing the pass.
And how in sync was the quarterback in his center on that play? They saw the blitz, made the appropriate calls, got the line engaged because now they know they're going to be extra guys coming at the quarterback, so they got their assignments down pat and kept them away from him. And he's able to step up in the pocket and fire one now. A really good start.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
We just saw another example of how the defense is winning this game. Really at the point of attack, the offensive line is just getting pushed around. I think now as a play caller, you've got to give them a little bit of help. Maybe you keep your tight ends a little bit more. Maybe the running backs help you a little bit with the pass blocking. But you've got to help them get some confidence because you can't abandon the play calling right now.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. That is caught at the 7. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 to the 5-yard line. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him. And he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
Now they bring a receiver in motion right. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
Every team we ever talk to that continues to run the ball in a game, even when they haven't had much success, all talks about attrition, don't they? If you keep running it, eventually good things are likely to happen. It's been a hard go in this game today, hasn't it?
Yeah, this defense, they met pretty much every challenge in front of them this afternoon.
They're still trying to run the ball, but they're not finding much space.
Double tight. Double tight.
Now let's go!
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is a time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
Back to throw. And too much on that one. It's out of the back of the end zone, incomplete. field goal does you no good, so they're going to stay out there and go for it on fourth.
You got three down.
They come up in an offset eye. Now they send the tight end in motion left.
Watch him now, Barney. Barney.
Now trying here. He's back to throw. They're turned away on 4th and goal. And this Texans defense comes up with a goal line stand. And now out comes Houston. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down. And in this situation with the lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line. Well, I'd say that run's pretty emblematic of what we've seen all day long. No matter what they've done on offense, this offensive line has controlled the line of scrimmage, given them time to throw it, run it, do whatever they've wanted. That's why there are points up on the board. And right now, the psyche of the offense, we're in control, and we can do whatever we feel like doing out here on the field.
They'll drop the throw. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
So 2nd and 9, the defense looking to put them in a bad spot here. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage.
3 down.
All right, here we go.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll get this up over the 25 to the 26. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now.
Good, strong run against the 3-4 set. And that 3-4, you've got to have your guys up front eat up a lot of blocks. The guy playing over the center, the nose, he usually has to take on double teams. But when you're able to successfully move him, you're often able to get some yardage. And that's when linebackers have to clean up and make tackles.
And they give this time to the tailback. And the broken tackle helps lead to a first down gain. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
On 3rd down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
Double tight. 4 down.
Now let's go.
Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them. The Redskins looking for another timeout, and they get it. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
Hey!
Down to a knee here as the Texans look to let the clock roll. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So for the Texans, they continue to put themselves in position for a first-round bye as they move.